Hi, welcome back to bonpi. Today is September 2nd, which means it is time for the August recap. So if you're new here, the monthly recaps is where I do a section of my favorite things from the month, also some songs, and then also I do a ramble session where I talk about a specific topic, which today is talking. And I know it sounds a little weird, but you will have to stick around to see what that's all about. So let's get right into the favorites. So since I just started the school year again, I'm in a new dorm room. So that means there's a lot more decorating and new things that I've gotten from my room. The first of which is this little duck lamp. I don't know if you can see it, but it's an LED light of a duck. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And it's really cute. It's got this little balloon hanging off of it. So yeah, this is what it looks like. It's really cute. It's got the two colors. It also dims, so it can get brighter and darker. And I've got it hanging right above my bed, and it's perfect for at night and the mood lighting. So that is number one new addition to my room. And the second thing I have is this keyboard from Royal Cluj or Royal Cluj. They, I think, are a budget keyboard brand, but they make some really nice keyboards. So this is what it looks like. It's all pre-built, but it looks beautiful. I love the color scheming, and it even has a tiny little screen here that shows you the battery and where it's connected to and such. So this is, I have it on RGB blue, and it has like this breathing pattern, and the keyboard, oh my gosh, it sounds so good. Listen. So yeah, that is such a highlight, and I really like typing with it. Plus, it's really well made, so each time you click it, it's a really nice experience. So yeah, it also has a knob in the corner, which helps you adjust the volume, and you can also help out with changing the settings through the screen. And it also has, it connects through Bluetooth, the wire, and also has a USB dongle. So you can connect, I think, in 4 ways, which is quite a lot, and you can switch them through the screen. Plus, it's got kickstand in the back, which is really nice for when you need to have a little bit of elevation when you're typing. Next up, I have a little keychain here. It looks kind of just like a little camera, almost like a little camera, but no, it has a little window on the back for you to display a photo. In this case, I have a selfie of Changhao and Hanbin from ZB1. It is a mirror selfie of them, and the keychain's really cool because it comes apart like that with a magnet, so you can replace the photo inside at any given point in time. Plus, it's really secure, so even if you shake it around, it won't split into its halves. So yeah, this is from One Stardust on Instagram, and they make really cool other things too, so go check them out. Next up, I have a skincare product, which is right here. This is the Deep in a Barrier Cream, and it is from Sioris, which I think is a K-beauty skincare brand. And it's sort of a thick moisturizer, but it's not too thick in the sense that it will leave you clogged or weighed down. So I use this in both daytime and nighttime. Even though I have combination skin, it works for both day and night. And it has an airless pump, which means the product just slowly gets dispensed upwards, and you get to use every last drop of it. It also doesn't smell like anything or is fragranced, which is nice because, you know, I don't particularly need fragrance in my products, so it's nice that this doesn't have it, I guess. Also, in the spirit of school, I have this pencil case from Good Totes. I think they're a Singaporean-based brand that makes bags, and also in this case, a little bag. This is kind of like got this pillow texture. They also make a laptop sleeve, I think, with this style, and it's a really nice size for honestly anything. So I use it as a pencil case. You could use it as a little pouch or makeup bag, anything you want. So it has many compartments inside, opens really wide, and it's perfect for storing all of my pens and other stationery goods. I think they also have different colors, so this was like the sage green. I think they have maybe a brown, a pink, and other really nice colors. And lastly, I have my outfit today, and give me a second, I'll show you real quick. So today I went for something a little more casual. So this is sort of a jersey style t-shirt. I got it off an online store back in Hong Kong. Oh, and you can see my light in the background. And then bottoms, I have these little cargo shorts. You can't really tell, but these are cargo shorts and they're like really nice and roomy, which is nice. It also came with a belt that I'm not wearing, but it's nice to know it came with it. And then of course I have slides on to match the sort of comfy, cozy vibe of the outfit. So really casual, but I think it still works nice together, and yeah, worthy of being called an outfit, I guess. Okay, so now that all of my favorites are done, let's go and look at my songs from the past month. So again, I'm using Receptify, which is a platform online which helps sort of compile your most listened to songs in the last month, last year, last 6 months, and so on. And it presents it in a really cute way, so kind of like an actual receipt of all the songs you've listened to. Okay, so my last month of songs is a little skewed because I've been listening to songs on repeat since I started drumming, so I've listened to them a lot. So I'll try to move past that and find some cool discoveries for you guys. Okay, first of all, I have A Night Out on Earth by Waterparks. It's more pop punk, and I think Waterparks is a band. I'm not entirely sure though, but I really like their music, and it's very motivating and energizing almost. So it's great to listen to while you're out walking around. So that's number one. Next, I have a song called Isekai by RJ Pazin. I think he plays a guitar, and this song, I first found it actually through Instagram Reels. He was playing this really nice riff on the guitar and it sounded really beautiful. And so when I heard it again on Spotify, I immediately had to save it and put it on repeat. So that is, I think also, it's a purely instrumental song, so great for studying. Definitely recommend it. Next, I have Love or Die by The New Six. I think, yeah, they used to be TNX, but they rebranded into The New Six. And this is one of their releases from 2023, and it's that typical sort of K-pop boy band feel, which I think has been a little bit lacking this year since everyone is racing forward into the 5th gen or whatever it's called. So it's nice to sort of settle back and go back to basics. Next, I have Strangers by Kenya Grace, which was that snippet you've probably seen going all around on Instagram and TikTok, but this is my public announcement that yes, that song is on platforms now, so you are able to listen to the whole thing, and the whole thing is equally as good as the whole song itself, and the whole thing in my opinion is perfect just to match the little snippet that everyone loved. So if you like the snippet, please go listen to the whole song. It still has that floaty, ephemeral feeling, which is really nice. And then my 5th song, I'm gonna put forward Utopia by Mida, M-I-I-D-A. This is a song that has like a really nice marimba riff in the very beginning, which is why I remember it in the first place. It sounds really cool, and it's very chill vibes, I guess, if you want to call it that. So yeah, those are my 5 song recommendations, and time to look at my sleep for the past month as well. Okay, so if we're looking at the whole month of August, I averaged 7 hours and 34 minutes, which is much better than I think the past months where they were all 6 hours something. So this is great. It does look really weird because time zones and switching time zones, but that's okay. The time counts regardless. And since I've started school again, I am not sure how I will do, but let's hope that we hopefully stay in the 7s, even though I cannot guarantee that. I am a little scared for what the rest of the year will look like, but you know, we will see and take it, you know, day by day, month by month. Okay, so now it's time for the ramble session, which, as I mentioned earlier, is about talking. So what about talking do I mean? I mean talking in the sense of sharing your thoughts, of communicating, of being honest with people, and knowing where to stop with your boundaries. Because I think in a large community such as at school, at work, or wherever, it's difficult for everyone to agree on a boundary, so what to say, what not to say, and if there is no explicit mention of that, it can become difficult for some people to talk about their feelings or about something deeper. I personally don't find it super difficult to talk about deep things, so I'll try to ease into it and sort of keep check on everyone and how they respond, because I don't want to pressure them to also contribute something deep after I finish talking, so I sort of have to feel it out as I go. But it's difficult regardless, since everyone might think of the situation differently and read it as, oh, this is not the best place, or maybe it is the right moment to share. So I think talking deeply, that's what I mean, talking deeply is such a skill to have that I think a lot of people struggle with. I still struggle with, because I don't necessarily have the situation where it's a let's talk moment, because it all comes to me spontaneously, and in the moment, if I haven't been dwelling on something, I really won't be able to talk about it. So I guess we all need to know inside how we're feeling, and also figure out how to best communicate that with others. So do not feel pressured to contribute more deep thoughts if others are doing so. Do not feel pressured to stop sharing, or if you feel uncomfortable, of course stop sharing, but figure out what your little moment or what your group of people and crowd are feeling before you launch into one of these deep talks, because sometimes someone will be rambling or ranting and maybe it doesn't get across completely, so it gets really awkward, or maybe some people might even get offended, so it's difficult to deliver these deep talks perfectly as well, because one wrong word or tone, it could come across completely differently, and the whole point of this moment is lost. So that's why I guess people sort of hold back a little from sharing moments like this so openly, and instead dedicate the time to sit and talk with their friends, their parents, a therapist, or so on. I guess this also meshes in a little bit with honesty, because if you're not being honest with your emotions and saying things ingenuinely or disgenuinely, it might elicit a really bad response down the line, because people might have said, oh, I really resonate with your thought. They might see you as an ally or as someone they can talk to later with shared experiences, and if that is fabricated or not entirely true, then you just lose all of that trust in an instance. So trust is so dangerous to be playing around with. I really don't recommend it, because trust takes a long time to build, and if you ruin it with something maybe not even dishonest but an incomplete truth, you could lose that friendship, that bond, and potentially never ever regain it. So that's all the more reason, I guess, to be careful with your words, careful when you're talking. And that is probably why I've noticed when I'm talking with people, I never really delve into this deep topic. I'll mention it in passing, but I won't ever linger on it, because once we get into more sensitive topics, it becomes much easier to offend people or to say something wrong. So I guess I have a habit of focusing on the lighthearted stuff and not really on anything deeper, in at least, or dedicating an amount of time to it. So I guess I will work on that. Maybe if you guys need to work on that or are inspired to work on it, do so as well. But once again, talking is difficult. Talking deeply is difficult. Sharing information is difficult. You have to protect both your interests and what everyone will think of around you, because it's difficult to get your words perfectly across. No one knows exactly what you're feeling, and by the time it comes out of your mouth, there's a good chance that is not what you're feeling, and they could interpret it wrong, but you have no way to truly defend yourself and express yourself, because there's a disconnect between your mind, your thoughts, and your words. So I don't really think there's a way around that. because it's human flaw, it's the flaw of language that we cannot effectively communicate because we're barred by the language we speak. There are not enough words, not enough sayings or phrases to truly say what we mean, and we just have to make do with that. So be careful with your words, be careful with what you say. Don't be too bothered if someone takes it the wrong way. Just try to fix it, I guess. Not fix it. Don't be bothered if someone takes something the wrong way. Understand that it's not their intention to take it that way, and try to clear it up. You know, not everyone has a tube into your mind that is able to perfectly get what you're saying. So sometimes, if you want to go for it, which I suggest you do, you take your time, you articulate your thoughts as best as you can, and if people put effort into understanding you, they will understand you. And if you don't feel like talking in that moment, that's okay too. It's scary. I've skirted it a lot of times, more times than I should have actually. And in the end, it just takes you a little more time, a little more preparation. So, I guess the TLDR of today's unpacking is, words are difficult. Talking is difficult in general. Words are not made to get your thoughts across perfectly or accurately, and that leads to lots of misunderstandings. Misunderstandings are fine, but try not to misunderstand others. If you're misunderstanding someone, give them a chance to defend themselves, to get across what they actually meant, and be open to that reinterpretation. A misunderstanding does not mean the end of a friendship. It just means to take a pause, to figure things out slowly, and reach a more accurate meeting point in the center. Time and space is difficult. People are difficult. Talking is difficult. Say what you want, say what you mean, but also be careful when doing so. That's it for me today. I will see you all later in my next video, and I'll see you for September's monthly recap. Thank you for watching. See ya!